Hello, 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 everybody. We had a little technical difficulties this morning. I thought I'd started the live and it didn't start, but I am so excited to be here with you this morning. Looking forward to talking to you a little bit about one of my favorite things, Jubilee. And Jubilee, if you have never heard of it, is our national convention where we come together from all across the US and Canada to our Orlando area where our home office is located, and we celebrate together. And as you know, these last 2 years with COVID, we have not had the opportunity to come together in person. So this is our first in-person big event, actually our first national in-person event since February 2020. So we are so excited about this, and we want to take the biggest group ever. Now, back in 2019, we actually had the biggest group in our region to attend. We had 100 people attending, and this year our goal is to beat that. And so we want to talk to you a little bit about what Jubilee is, why you want to be there, what it's all about. Because our theme for this year, if you noticed, was bring on the party. And everything about Tupperware is the party. And during 2020-21, we kind of did a shift, and many of us shifted our business to a completely virtual business. And that's great because it's a great way to party, but we also have the ability to do parties so many different ways. And those are the things you're going to learn more about when you go to Jubilee. But you know what? I don't want to be the only one telling you why you need to be at Jubilee. I have a guest here with me today, and it's one of our incredible directors, Jenny Hagler. And Jenny and I were talking about Jubilee and why it's so exciting and why you don't want to miss it. So Jenny, like, how long have you been in Tupperware?
So I just celebrated my 8th birthday in Tupperware. April 28th was my 8th birthday. And I spent my first Jubilee watching it on the computer. And back in 2014, our streaming services was not nearly as cool as they are now. And so it was at that Jubilee that I kind of made a promise to myself that I would never miss an in-person Jubilee. Well, then 2020 happened and I had to sit at my little computer for 2 Jubilees. But now that it's back open again, as soon as Friday hit and I got that email saying we were having an in-person Jubilee, I signed up nearly immediately. I was like, I cannot miss this.
I wonder if you
and
were the
there's
first
so
one.
many reasons why going in person is so, how do I put this? Business changing, life changing. And so I kind of narrowed it down to about 10 reasons. I could come up with about probably 10,000, but in the interest of time, I didn't want to keep you all for that long. So if you're ready, here we go. All right.
Let's go.
All right. So why you should go to Jubilee. Number 10, exclusive product packs. Through the Jubilees, I have been able to earn. Oh, where'd I go?
Wait a minute, I'm putting you back. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
So through the Jubilees, I have been able to earn products before they come out to the regular sales force, like the MicroPro Grill, the Smart Multi-Cooker, the Pressure Cooker, the Cold Brew Carafe, tons of other stuff. Our microfiber towels, that little hair thing that we use when we dry our hair, I still use mine that I earned at one of my Jubilees. So you always get to see a product of the future too. And sometimes they have exclusive logo ones too. This actually, all of our paperwork and information came in these. So I still keep it as a little memento, that sort of thing. So you get that. Exclusive products. Number 9 is the training sessions. Through the different training sessions, I have been able to hear some amazing speakers. If you all follow this person on YouTube, his name's DIY. He is how would I put this? She is a drag queen and she has some of the best demonstrations out there. But Kevin Farrell, who is the man behind the glam, is an amazing director, and he leads a director company in Ohio with some outstanding ideas. And he speaks and he shares what's working in his business and what he uses to inspire his team. So you get to do that. There's training sessions from anywhere from consultant on how to ramp up your business all the way up to executive director. So there's a little bit of training for everyone, and you can always find a training that's going to help your business. Let's see. There's also technology stuff too. Like we had a tech bar at one of ours that showed us the new Tub Social when we just first launched it and that sort of thing. Number 8, recognition. How do I say this? You think like Marcia gives us a lot of recognition just for what we do in our everyday business? Just imagine like 3,000 of us celebrating you just for making manager or for stepping up or this being your first Jubilee. And so recognition actually starts when you check in. Different times we get different things. Hopefully this year they'll bring back the lanyards because they're really quite cool. And then you'll have ribbons for different things that you have accomplished throughout your time in Tupperware, throughout your year. And so you get to wear that bling every day and you get to show people what you've accomplished in your business and you can see what others have. Not only that, like when you accomplish something, you run across the stage and then everybody welcomes you back under a giant arch. And like all of these people are literally cheering you on just for doing what you do in your business. It's really uplifting. Number 7, not sure if they're going to have it this year. We can always hope. And that would be the home office tour, where we get to see the studio where Dia does her videos for us. We get to see where the president, Miguel, his office and that sort of thing. But throughout the campus of Tupperware, there are monuments and statues and that sort of thing that's dedicated to the sales force. And so you might see a plaque or a monument or even a wall of names of people that you know and the accomplishments that they've done in this business. There's the Hearts Across America, and there are people that have been able to get their names on that monument 5 years in a row. That's a big accomplishment to be able to do the same thing 5 years in a row, and their names are on it. So you get to go and you can find your friends, you can find your leaders, and you can see what they've done at home office. But there's also a really cool thing called the gallery. And that's where you get to see the different products that Tupperware has developed and is using in different parts of the world. Like usually, Tupperware Belgium has some of the coolest Tupperware like in the entire world. Just saying. That in Mexico. Mexico has a lot of cool Tupperware too. Number 6. And that's networking. Not only do you have all these trainings that you can go to, but there's after hours networking. And you get to meet different people. You know, and sometimes your upline knows people from different parts of the country because we go to these and we make friends, we make TFFs. And so then they can introduce you to other people who are doing things in the business too. And y'all can brainstorm. You can figure out what's working in different parts of the country that you might be able to incorporate in your business. And so it was at my first Jubilee in 2015 that I actually got to have dinner with Charlie and Marcia. Like I was a little old consultant and they were still chatting with me and telling me about like the things that are possible in this business. Here I am like 8 years later. So yeah. And I still, I was having drinks. Where did it go? Where did she go? I was having drinks with Sheila Tolbert and literally she was giving me such good like information. I took notes on a cocktail napkin. All right. That's what I did. I took notes on a cocktail napkin and I still keep it. So you never know when at Jubilee, like there's going to be a spark of information that you're going to take home and make it part of what you do. All right. Number 5, let's talk about the excitement. Over the last couple of years, like our excitement has only been able to be contained in our little bubbles because we've all been like on our screens, right? So, but can you imagine 3,000 of us all excited in a room cheering about plastic bowls? All right. So our one little bubble is going to be turning into a giant bubble bath of excitement over some plastic bowls. Like I am so ready to see that bubble bath. All right. All right. Number 4, the speaker. Now, if y'all haven't noticed who our headliner speaker is for Jubilee this year, it's a lady by the name of Lynn Bardowski. And if you have ever done any sort of Facebook party, you have probably done her system, right? So she came up with the Facebook secrets to the $1 Million Party Girl, quite a few years ago. But she revolutionized the way that we do Facebook parties. And so getting to be able to listen to her speak and get those little nuggets of information from her is going to be awesome. Just because on her website, if you take her Facebook Party Pro course, it's $247, right? $247. Now, we're going to Jubilee and it's $325. That's only a $78 difference for all the extra stuff that you get with Jubilee. So yes, she actually has two books, Success Secrets of a $1 Million Party Girl, and then of course the Facebook one. And so like, I can't stress enough, like she's amazing at what she does. Go find her page out on Facebook. It's the $1 Million Party Girl. And she does lives on there all the time to help us. And she's transitioning stuff into Instagram and TikTok and the other social media platforms too. So if you are of the mind that Facebook is not for you, but you want to be able to like open up to the other social media parts, she's got that information for you. All right. Number 3, fun night. Like in years past, we've always gotten to dress up as something really fun. Like luau night, we had an 80s night. There was so much Aquanet in that room that night, like people were choking. All right. We have done like a roaring 20s night, like a glam night. We do that. And so this time it's Carnival. So I can only imagine the masks, like the really cool, like Mardi Gras masks that people are going to be coming up with at Carnival night. Plus, usually on the fun night, there's prizes and there's games that we get to do where we can win even more prizes. A couple years they gave away like a refrigerator. So if you're in the need of a refrigerator, maybe come to Jubilee and you'll get one for free, right? Number 2, all right, it's okay to room with people you don't know. So as we get closer, people are going to start getting their reservations and that sort of thing. And people are going to be like, hey, I have an open spot in a room. Does anybody need a room? I went to my first Jubilee and I actually stayed in a room where I didn't know anybody, not a single soul. And so now I know everybody in that room and I'm still friends with them too. So it's a really great way to open up and explore and, get to see something new, right? Also carpooling. If you're thinking like Orlando's a long, far away, maybe fly in or go hook up with a friend that you already have that's within the company and see if y'all can carpool down there. A lot of us are at least close enough where we can drive to Orlando, or one of us could pick you up from the airport if you fly in, that sort of thing. I did that one year. I flew in, rented a car, and then I picked up another director from Ohio. Never met her before. She and I rode from the airport to the convention center, to the hotel that we were staying. So that was pretty stinking cool. Met another TFF that way too. So it's okay to open up and be ready for some new experiences like that, because we're all Tupperware people. We all like plastic bowls. So yes. And then the number 1 reason to go to Jubilee is, well, where there's a will, there's a way. Like I said, I spent my first Jubilee like on the computer. I spent my second Jubilee in person, but we were kind of homeless at that time. And not homeless in like the destitute kind of way, but my husband was getting out of the Navy. We were done being in Navy housing and we didn't have housing where we were going. So it was a really long drawn out like planes, trains, and automobiles, but I made it to Jubilee that year. And I did it because I had the mindset that I was going to go. And so I worked my business to make that happen. I worked my schedule. I worked my friends. I slept on somebody's couch, but I made it there. And so it is completely and utterly worth going to Jubilee. So like I said, where there's a will, there's a way.
I am just so excited by everything that you said, Jenny. Like I said, Jubilee is a mind-blowing experience. This will be I guess since we didn't get to go for 2 years, I have not missed one since since the year I started. Actually started my business in the fall, so I didn't get to go to the Jubilee. They had actually just come back from Jubilee, right about a month before I came, started my business. But the next year, I was actually 7 months pregnant. And when Jubilee came around, and my doctor was like, I don't know if I want you to go, because he knew how excited I got about everything. But I went, and it was so worth it. And I was a brand new manager, and it was just so mind blowing to see everything. Just like you said, it is difficult to explain to somebody how much energy will be in that room. And I've got a lot of energy. And when we have our group things here, in the area, I bring a lot of energy to that. But man, that room, the energy is just explosive. And I was just tingling all over. And I swore then I will never, ever, ever miss a Jubilee. And I have not missed a Jubilee since 1981, except for the two that Tupperware didn't have. Now, with that in mind, the next year, Charlie went, and I will say that was a game changer there, because when Charlie went for the first time, it showed him a whole nother part of what Tupperware was all about, because up until that, he thought it was my little side job, and he realized how amazing it was. Now, here's what's really interesting about that year, because I was actually a nursing mom my second year. So I had a baby that would be brought to me, which I would take and feed. And they had a separate little room where we could go feed the babies. And then I would take her back out, and she would go back to the hotel room and everything. So, as you said, where there's a will, there's a way, and you do not want to miss out. Whether you have to come by plane, train, bus, or car, you got to get there. And there's lots and lots of different options to that as well. You mentioned maybe carpooling with somebody if you're close enough to drive. If you're not close enough to drive, check the flights. They are fluctuating. You can go into Google Flights, and you can track, and you can put in how much will it cost me to fly to Orlando. In fact, I've been watching it, and it took a big drop last night. And I actually got my tickets for half of what they were when I checked 3 weeks ago. So they've dropped already. But the other thing you can do is, like, if you're coming, because I know Marcia is out in Vegas, and she was saying, I think I'm going to have to fly. Sometimes maybe it's expensive to fly into Orlando, but it might be half of that to fly into some place that we have, team members. So maybe to fly into Charlotte, or to fly into Charleston, or to fly into Atlanta, or something like that. And then meet up with someone who's in that area that's driving, and then ride the rest of the way. Because then you get the benefit of hanging out with new friends and doing stuff. And like you said, a great way to meet new people is just to bunk up together. And so I kind of did some things to think about, what's it going to cost. So first off, I think you do yourself a disservice if you don't come in person. Because like Jenny said, you can watch it and it's good. And the last two we have, that it's been there. But here's what happens when you're watching it virtual. You're sitting there and you're getting all excited, and somebody walks in. In fact, while Jenny was talking, Charlie walked in, and I'm like, can you not see I'm busy? He wanted to talk to me. So I had to stop. Fortunately, y'all couldn't see me because I was in the back. I was in backstage. But I had to take my attention off what Jenny was saying to talk to him. And so then you miss out something. You go, oh, what was that she said? I missed that. Or, you're watching it and the phone rings, or, the doorbell rings, or any of those things that pull you away for it. And yeah, it's always recorded, but it is not the same as being in that room and having your eyes peeled onto the stage and just soaking it all in. So being there in person is key. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. You've got to figure out a way to get there. If worst case scenario, you cannot get there in person, you have to sign up for the virtual Jubilee, because then you won't miss out on any of the training and events, and you'll get the product packs. But I'm going to talk to you about going in person. So registration for this is $325. Now that is a 3-day event that you're paying $325 for. And prior to Tupperware, many, many years ago, I worked for the government. And this was, like I said, 40 some years ago. And when I would go to a convention, back then, the average price I paid to go to a convention was $350 to $500. And that was 40 plus years ago. So $325 for a convention of this caliber is a bargain. In fact, I was just checking, John Maxwell was doing an event, and it's not even John Maxwell going to be there, but it's just some of his people. And I was checking it. It was a 2-day event, and it was $795 registration. Okay. So guys, $325 is a bargain, because not only are you getting the event with all of the fun stuff that Jenny mentioned, with the opportunity to meet new people and to network and to learn from each other. You've got a whole day of training that we have events planned from Tupperware, from your peers sharing. We have a regional day where we'll have training from people in our region. And as she said, we have Lisa Bardowski. And if you haven't checked out her website, I mean, like, her virtual training is $247. Her in-person training is way over that. So this is like such a perk to have her there, that you're gonna get basically that $247 training in person as part of your $325. You're going to receive over $200 worth of products for free as part of your registration. So 247 plus 200 is 447. You've already come out ahead of your 325. And then you've got all the other. You're going to have 2 dinners included. You're going to have a lunch included. And so when you think about that, then that means that you've got one day that let me give you the hours that it starts. So it opens on August the 3rd. Okay, that's a Wednesday, and the opening session starts at 2 p.m. Now you want to get there at least by noon so you can get registered, pick up your box. Jenny, show them your box again, because usually we get some kind of fun box, some kind of fun piece of Tupperware that's what they use instead of an envelope that's disposable. They give us something we can use. We'll get a bag usually to carry our stuff in. We get a logo bag to carry our stuff in. We'll get a water bottle, because we're all about being green, so you can bring your water. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do all of that again this year. So you've got that. But then it's going to open up. You're going to have your ribbons for your recognition, and all of that's going to be fantastic. And then, so it goes from, I've got my hours from 2 to 4:30 on Wednesday. Okay. So you got to get there. So you got to figure out, what's it going to cost me to get there? If I drive, if I fly, what is that cost? And you got to write that down. Like, what's that going to cost? All right. Then you get there, it's 2 to 4:30. There'll be a break, and we'll come back from 6 to 8:30. There is, and there's a dinner included as part of that. Okay. So then, Thursday, we're going to start back at 9:30 in the morning, go till 12:30. That is all that's a training day with different classes, different things going on, as well as Lynn Borkowski is going to be there. Then you have a lunch break. Now, this one, we don't get a lunch from Tupperware, but you know what? You don't have to buy lunch that day, because Charlie and I always treat our Hooray people to a pizza party. So we always have a get together and have a pizza lunch together on that training day. So you don't have to worry about lunch that day. And then we go back from 1:45 to 4:30, and then we have another break, and then we come back from 6 to 10 for dinner. Okay, so that's our and we have dinner. That's actually that's our rock. I don't remember which day's which. One day's a recognition night, and one day's Carnival. I think the first night.
Carnival is day 1, and recognition is night 2.
That's what I thought. Carnival is the first night, so 6 to 8:30. Dinner's included. Carnival, boom, boom, boom. Get dressed up. I was funny when you were mentioning the different themes. One year we had like, it was a rock theme, like party like a rock star. And we all dressed up like we were rock stars. So I'll have to post this picture, because Charlie, we were like basically kiss. We had our faces painted, and I had a black spike wig and ripped t-shirts and everything. It was crazy. So I'll have to post some pictures of that. We've done, like you said, outer space. We've done 80s. We've done 60s. We've done 70s. We've done Be Like Brownie one year, and everybody came dressed like Brownie. So lots and lots of fun with that. Carnival is going to be really fun. And we can all come kind of in a theme thing together as well. And then on Friday, we go from 9:30 to 11:30. We have our regional breakout. We have a lunch with that. And then we go from 1 to 3 to close out. So basically, you need to arrive by noon on Wednesday, and then you can leave Friday after 3:30. So if you're flying in, you could actually fly in that morning, and you could fly out on Friday, which means you're only there Wednesday night, Thursday night. If you're driving in, once again, you can drive in and then drive home. So you once again only have 2 nights as well. And so think about that. So $325 is your registration. Now let's talk about the hotel. We are staying at the amazing Gaylord Palms Resort. And it is an absolutely incredible facility during the COVID period. They, forget a vacation from family. If you want to take it on your own, that's also really good. So they just redesigned, they've renovated it during COVID. They went ahead and renovated it. They have the most amazing water park. So if you did want to bring your family, they can play at the water park there on the grounds while you're in your meetings. And then you still can go see them, in the mornings. And also, like, what I always suggest is just get some there's grocery stores all around, get some muffins and some fruit. There's coffee machines in the room. You can eat breakfast in the room. You could bring I've taken a cooler. I've taken coolers with me and had foods in there. You could have your boiled eggs in there. You could have Danish, and all of those things. So you're ready to, eat breakfast and don't have to fight the crowds. And then you can just leisurely wander into the event, and then you're good to go there as well. So what does it cost for a hotel room? Well, like I said, this hotel is super plush, super amazing, has this gorgeous atrium area that's all trees and water elements and stuff inside. And it's got gorgeous views of it. So your rooms there, they've negotiated a special rate for us, and our rate includes the resort fee. So normally you pay their rate, and then you have a $30 resort fee. Our rate that Tupperware has negotiated for us has that included. Okay, so that's included as it. And what does that resort fee give you? It gives you for your stay $10 dry cleaning. So if something happened, you had to get something dry cleaned, you have a $10 credit towards dry cleaning. It gives you free Wi-Fi for your room and in the common areas. It gives you access 24 hours a day to their fitness center spa. It gives you a free 15-minute session with their fitness pros for their trainers to get some tips and ideas on what to do. So you get that free as well. You get free bottled water, brought to the room every day as well. And so, you've got all these extras that everybody else pays $30 a day for. It's included as part of your registration. So you don't have to worry about that extra being added on there as well. So I kind of calculated, okay, well, what if I go and I'm not real sure that I would be okay sleeping with somebody else, like in the bed with me. So maybe you can find a friend and you go and you have 2 of you in the room. Well, that if you're there for 2 nights, for Wednesday and Thursday night, then it's going to end up costing you about $375. That's for you and another person to share a room. I think that was. Did I do that for 2 nights or 3 nights? That's 2. Yeah, that's for 2 nights. Okay. So 2 of you in the room, 2 nights, it'll cost you $375 total about. Okay. Now, maybe you don't really like to sleep with somebody, but you don't mind sharing the room with somebody, and you got 2 other friends that don't mind sleeping together, then you could put 3 in a room. And then it's only going to cost you $250 for your room for the 2 days, for the 2 nights, 3 days, 2 nights. And then if, you've got a buddy and you're going to, you can cuddle up together, or maybe you've got, you don't mind sharing a bed with somebody. I have a friend, she used to not like to, we're best buds now and we don't have to do this now. But when I first started rooming with her, she would put a pillow in between the bed between us, so that we didn't touch. And I was like, okay, fine. You can roll a blanket, put it in there, just like the old bundling days. Now she doesn't care. She touches me, so it's okay. But if you put 4 people in a room, it's only $187 for the stay. So really and truly, you add that to your $325. And basically, I kind of figured out that if you kind of set aside $75 to $100 a week from now until we go, because there's like 13 weeks until we go. So if you set aside $75 to $100 a week. So really what that is, if you book 1 extra party a week, that's it, 1 extra party a week, and designate, okay, this party I'm dating, this is my Jubilee party. And that's kind of what I used to do when I would be planning. I would, have my regular schedule of parties, and I say, okay, this party is my Jubilee party. 1 party a week was always my Jubilee party. Whatever I made on that party, that went into my thing. Now, sometimes I might make, $50 on that party. Sometimes I might make $1,000 on the party, but I would always ahead of time just designate, this is my Jubilee party. As I was booking it, I go, this is my Jubilee party. And I would even tell my host, and yours is a very special party. It's my Jubilee party. We have our national convention, and whatever I make on your party goes to my my fund so that I can go to my national convention. So I'm counting on you to help me have a really, really big night as well. So that's the kind of thing you're really working towards, right? So yes, so somebody said $750 for 2 nights. Well, it's $325 plus $325. So I'm sorry, the hotel rooms are. The hotel rooms are $240. So actually, maybe I figured that on 3 nights, because the hotel rooms are $240. So, yeah, let me get my calculator out. I should have written down what I figured. I just wrote down the number so I would remember, but let me do that real quick. Okay. 2 times 3.
There are some rooms that are only $209 a night.
Okay. Okay,
unless
good.
They've all been snagged up. There were when I looked before.
Oh, maybe so. I was just like picking I just kind of had an average number that I was looking at. So about $240 a night total is what I'm thinking it would be. So it might be a little less. And I was also figuring with taxes and if you had to park as well. So yeah, that's the room, Marcia, not per person. That's the cost of the room for 2 people. Now, when you add an extra person, there's an extra $20 you add on. So maybe that's where I was coming up with my numbers for that. So anyway, but just, let's ballpark it.
I never tell the front desk we have extra people in the room. So
yeah.
we kind of fudge that sometimes.
Shh, don't tell them. All right. So, so here's what I'm thinking. You pick a party, designate that as your Jubilee party, and you set that money aside, and then you start working with that. And like I said, I would tell my customers, my hostesses, yours is a special party. Our national convention's coming. And, every week I pick 1 party to be my party that I put away for my convention, and yours is my party. So, if you have the biggest party of the week for me, you get a bonus free gift from me. Because see, I've always got extra Tupperware around, so I can always give extra Tupperware to somebody. But then my host would kind of get excited about helping me, and they would work to be my biggest party of the week. So that way it would help me make that extra money. The best thing is that, if you have more money than you need, gosh, you got a windfall. You can go shopping at the outlets in Orlando while you're there. But the other things that you can do is you can look at, okay, well, every week, I'm just going to do a special like raffle. I've got a products pack that I'm going to sell raffle tickets for, and whatever I make on the raffle, that goes into my Jubilee fund. I'm going to do get 3 people to take catalogs and do a catalog show for me every week, and the money I make on those, that will go into it. So because if you know that I've got my 3 parties a week that I normally hold, I need to pay my bills. These are the extra things you can do to bring in that extra money, because it's all about just mindset. It's like anything that we do. We know we're going on vacation. We start to put money away for our vacation. This is your vacation from your family. This is your vacation from your everyday life, but it's also an investment in yourself, because by putting this, and time into your schedule to fill your cup, to learn and to really see what your Tupperware business can offer you, it is a game changer, and it is so worth the investment. So you really and truly want to look at, what do I need to do to make sure that I'm there? Now, a couple of dates that you need to mark. June 22nd is the last day to register for Jubilee. Okay, that's for the in-person event as well as the virtual event. And the virtual event is $175, and you will get to watch the things that are going on. You will miss out on, like Jenny said, the after-hour things, the networking, the conversations you have as you walk out of a training, the little aha things that come up, while you're sitting there in a room and you turn to somebody else and you both have this look on your face like, oh my gosh, this is mind-blowing kind of thing. You will miss the lunch with me and Charlie. You will miss the special party event that we do, because we also always like to have a party event. And usually we do it after either Carnival or Recognition Night. It will kind of depend on which one finishes up earliest. And we will get together and in our room or in a separate location. And this year we are planning, since we haven't been able to be together in a while, some fun games and giveaways and things like that. And of course, so we had a game night with our leaders not too long ago, and we did some really fun stuff and gave away a bunch of stuff. So I'll be bringing a bunch of free stuff to give away. And so you're all going to get lots and lots of fun stuff with us as when we're there. So that'll also be happening. So really and truly, when you think about it, you can't afford not to go. And when there's a will, there's a way, and you can really focus on making that happen. What's the attire? It's typically business casual, which just means no bathing suits and, cut off short shorts and halter tops. Business casual, it could be a sundress, it could be khakis and a shirt. We'll probably get a matching shirt made so that we can all look the same one day. And then the recognition night is semi-formal, formal. People will be decked out in the, dresses that they wore to the prom 20 years ago. They'll be dressed in the dresses that they wore in their sister's wedding. Some of them will go out and buy a brand new dress because they're going to be on stage. And some will wear, just the nice dress that they would have worn to go out to dinner with their husband, or something that they would wear to church. And it doesn't matter, because, everybody is appreciated, everybody is loved, and everybody is valued. And so we want you, so that's our recognition night, Carnival night. As I said, it's going to be crazy fun. We'll come up with something fun that we can all do together and make that happen as well. So that's kind of it. And the conference rates are open from the weekend before till the weekend after. It is a very busy time down there. And so you want to get your rooms locked in as soon as possible. You can cancel. It is a Marriott property. So if you have Marriott points, you can also be able to possibly use that. You can call in on that as well. And so you can come in a day before, you can stay a day after. I'll be coming in on Tuesday. I'll be staying until Saturday. And if you're flying in, we will work it out to try to get folks, going back and forth and picking up people. We usually have a little group. We put it out there. Hey, who's arriving around this time? People get together. Sometimes they just Uber together, and, it costs each person like $10 or something like that. So it's just lots and lots of great things. If you have questions about any of it, you're just going to, drop them in the comments here, and I will be watching it. Jenny will be watching it. Some of our other directors that have attended before will be watching it. We have directors, though, who've never been to Jubilee. I know, never. And we want them there, don't we, Jenny? Because like Jenny said, it's so amazing. I met Jenny at Jubilee. Jenny was not even part of our company at the time. And that's where I met her and her, her business leader. And we became great friends over the years. And then when her business leader retired, we just said, well, they just have to come be part of Hooray. And so we just lovingly embraced them and brought them onto our team. So this will be Jenny's first time at Jubilee as part of Hooray. So that's going to
always been something else.
I know. So you'll be Hooray. And everybody's got to practice because we do this a lot. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. So you got to get used to that. Whenever you see me do that, you all just shout hooray. And we do it for each other. Anytime anybody's on stage, we got a giant banner we all carry across the stage. You've got to learn to dance in your chair. And I don't mean sitting like this. I mean, I will be standing on the chair dancing, and you have to be there with me. So it's going to be so much fun. So start your little account that you're going to save money for. Go ahead and register. And as a special challenge, when we have 50 registered by the end of May, okay? So when we have 50 registered by May 26th, which is the end of the May sales month, I am going to do a drawing and give away a free registration. Okay. So if you register in person, then it'll be $325. If you register virtual, you'll get $175. So when we have 50 registered by May 25th or May 26th, the last day of the May sales month, I'm going to give away a free registration. When we have 100 registered by June 22nd, and this is for the in-person or the virtual, then I will give away a second free registration. Okay. Now, really and truly, guys, I'm going to tell you, I want 100 people in person, because that will beat our record from 2019. And so, if you really want to go and, you need some ideas, or, just like talk to me, having gone there as a mother, expectant mother with a 1-year-old, as a nursing mom with a 9-month-old and a 2-year-old, over the years with, toddlers and preteens and teenagers. Over the years, I can tell you all kinds of things to do and ways to work it. There's always the option of maybe renting a condo or something off grounds and driving in each day. There is a parking fee for parking if you do that. But if you have somebody that can drive you over, we had a group that rented a house. And this is another option, guys, because you don't have to stay in the place. You can stay somewhere else. They rented like a house that was, nearby. And then they just all together Ubered over every day, which was less than driving a car and parking it. If you have maybe you have family going and you're staying on a resort. Oh, I forgot to mention, part of what our resort fee for the Gaylord is that we get free shuttles over to Disney as well. So if you wanted to get Disney in, and they have special rates a lot, after 4, so that, if you're staying over Friday, we can all go over to Disney Friday night and have some fun there. Or you can just go to, the Disney Springs. No, they changed the name of it. But it's the big.
I think it's Disney Springs now. Disney Springs now. Used to be Downtown Disney, or yeah.
But it's got all the different stores and all the different things, and there's always entertainment outlet, in the area, and it's just so much fun. And sometimes we just go over there and hang out, and we eat ice cream, and they have this place that has the best ice cream and all of that. So yeah, Disney Springs. So check it all out, babes. If you work somewhere, go ahead and put your time in to get off for that week. Set your sights too. There's a whole recognition schedule, and the recognition starts now, has already started for you. There's some short-term recognition. New managers who step up are going to get recognized. There's top personal sales. There's some short-term challenges. There's some 1-year challenges from last Jubilee to this Jubilee. If you are a consultant that started the month of April as a consultant, then you have a chance to be one of the top 25 consultants there. You get to go on stage, and you get all kinds of recognition and prizes and cool stuff. So make it a plan, right? That's all I can say. You do not want to miss out. So let me know, are we going to see you at Jubilee? Jenny, what do you have to say to close us out here today? Anything you want to share with them?
Let's go. Let's be part of that big old bubble bath of plastic lovers.
I love it because you know what? You'll never have a chance to be with so many people who love Tupperware as much as you. And you'll get a chance to meet all those great people like Doug. You'll get to meet him in person. You'll get to meet Luis in person. You get to meet me in person if you haven't yet. And of course, Charlie, because we always bring Charlie. So we'll see you guys at Jubilee. Thank you, Jenny, for coming and sharing those top 10 reasons. And have a great day, everybody. Bye.